Ever wondered why you grab a snack when you're just a bit bored? Or why a team suddenly starts working harder just because the boss is watching? We go through our days making thousands of little choices. Most of them feel like our own. But what if they're not? Hidden rules, secret scripts, think, feel, act. It's a bit like being in a play where you don't know all the lines. These scripts are all around us. They shape our world in ways we barely notice. They're the invisible forces that push us forward and sometimes hold us back. Today we're going on a journey. We're going to pull back the curtain on some of these hidden rules, theories, laws. Think of this as a manual for the human mind, practical tools you can use. Let's start at the very beginning, with the basics. Why does a baby cry when it's hungry? Why does a spider spin a web? For a long time the answer was simple. Instinct. Instinct theory says we are born with a set of pre-programmed behaviors. Think of a bird building a nest for the first time. No one teaches it how, it just knows. But instinct doesn't explain everything. Why would you work for hours on a difficult puzzle? That's where drive theory comes in. Made famous by people like Clark Hull, it suggests we are motivated to reduce internal tension. Imagine feeling really thirsty. That thirst is an uncomfortable state, a drive. It pushes you to get water and return to balance. Drive theory explains hunger, thirst, the need for warmth, basic needs that restore homeostasis. Drive theory was expanded to include secondary drives, things we learn to want, like money, because they help satisfy primary drives. These primal theories are like the foundation of a building. They explain our most basic, animal-like motivations. Instincts are the hardwired software. Drives are the body's alarm system that push us to act. They give us a crucial starting point. But next, we'll see how being seen changes how we behave. Next, By Abhiroop law. You might not have heard that name before. In modern usage, it refers to a simple pattern. Small, consistent actions compound over time to create big results. Think of it as the domino effect or planting seeds. Tiny choices, repeated, shift the trajectory of your life. Applied practically, it explains why two people with the same setback end up in very different places. One compounds problems, the other compounds small constructive actions. Abhiroop's law is a reminder. Focus on small consistent moves. They add up. Now onto how attention changes behavior in groups. Picture this. A factory in the 1920s called the Hawthorne Works in Illinois. Researchers wanted to see if changing the lighting would make workers more productive. They made the lights brighter, and productivity went up. Then they dimmed the lights. Productivity went up again. They even pretended to change the lighting, and productivity still rose. The workers weren't reacting to the lights, they were reacting to being watched. This discovery was named the Hawthorne effect. People change behavior when they know they are being observed. Think reality TV, or spotting a police car. You sit up straighter, check your speed. Attention changes behavior. For managers, the lesson is huge. Showing you care and paying attention can sometimes motivate more than a pay rise or fancy coffee machine. It's about making people feel seen and valued. The simple act of positive observation can transform performance. Observation is a spotlight. It reveals what people really do. Next up, how expectations themselves can shape outcomes. Have you ever had a teacher who truly believed in you? Someone who told you that you were smart and capable? That is the Pygmalion effect. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy. Our beliefs and expectations about a person can influence their performance. If you expect someone to succeed, you might unconsciously treat them in ways that help them do just that. The name comes from a Greek myth. Pygmalion carved a statue and wished it alive. Belief brought it to life. A famous study in the 1960s told teachers certain randomly chosen students were bloomers. A year later, those students showed real gains. Teachers likely gave more attention, encouragement, and challenging work. Tiny cues like smiles and nods add up. This is powerful and scary. High expectations lift people up. Low expectations can hold them down. The opposite is called the golem effect. The lesson: be mindful of your expectations of others. Your belief can be a tool to build people up. Our private thoughts are powerful. If you want better outcomes, start by expecting them and acting as if they are possible. Have you ever tried really hard to fall asleep, only to find yourself more wide awake than ever? Or told someone to calm down and watch them get angrier? Welcome to the effect paradox. The more you force an outcome, especially a mental or emotional state, the less likely you are to get it. It's like holding sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more slips through your fingers. Happiness is often a byproduct of meaningful activity, not a destination you chase directly. In sports, it's called choking. Overthinking a simple movement can make you fail. In creativity, best ideas often pop in when you relax. In the shower or on a walk. The solution is often letting go. Relax the effort, focus on activity and values, and invite the outcome. Some things, sleep, creativity, love, can't be forced. They must be invited. Now for something different. Let's talk about stories. Ernest Hemingway had a powerful idea, the iceberg theory. He said the words on the page should be the tip, about 1/8 visible, 7/8 unsaid beneath the surface. The writer knows the whole story but deliberately leaves parts out. Instead of naming feelings, the writer gives clues. A stare, a clipped reply, a small gesture, and trusts the reader to fill the rest. Hemingway's Hills Like White Elephants never says the central topic outright. The weight lies beneath their simple words about drinks and scenery. This makes stories more powerful. A look between actors can say more than a page of dialogue. It's not just for writers. Listen for the story beneath the story in conversations. Sometimes what isn't said is the most important part. This next idea might sound a bit spiritual, but it has very practical roots. It's called the law of intent. The law states that energy flows where attention goes. If you constantly focus on lack, your fears and problems, you'll notice more of them. It's not magic, it's about what you choose to see. Your attention directs your energy. Imagine two people who both lose their jobs. One focuses on injustice and fear, the other chooses to focus on opportunity. The second person focuses on finding a better job, learning a skill, or starting a business. It's the difference between, I hope I don't fail, and I intend to prepare thoroughly and pass. The latter primes action. Your intention acts like a rudder on a ship, steering thoughts and actions toward a destination. Start simple, set a morning intention, write today's intention, stick a note on the mirror. This primes your brain. Your subconscious starts noticing helpful cues and nudges you toward action. It's about being an active driver in your life. Your focus is your most precious resource. By directing it consciously, small actions ripple outward and change the world you experience. Let's travel back to ancient Greece. Here lived the sophists, experts in rhetoric and persuasion. They taught wealthy young men how to win arguments, not necessarily to find absolute truth, but to be convincing. Sophism uses tricks, false dilemmas. You're either with us or against us, shutting down nuance. Or the straw man, misrepresent your opponent to make them easier to attack. You see sophism everywhere today. Political rallies, advertising, social media debates, celebrity endorsements without evidence. Understanding these tricks gives you a backstage pass. It helps you spot style over substance and ask, is this logical? Be critical, ask for evidence, and consider multiple possibilities before you accept a neat-sounding answer. So, we've been on quite a trip. We looked at primal urges, the power of being watched, and the strength of expectations. We saw how trying too hard can backfire, and how stories hide meaning beneath the surface. Each theory is a different colored lens. The Hawthorne effect shows the power of recognition. The Pygmalion effect shows the responsibility of expectation. The iceberg theory teaches listening for the unsaid. The effect paradox reminds you to sometimes let go. These are practical tools to motivate yourself, encourage others, and communicate better. They help you cut the puppet strings. By making hidden scripts visible, you get the most powerful gift, the choice to write a new one. Look, listen, and act with intention. If this helped, like, subscribe and explore these ideas further. Thanks for watching.